before we talk any ball, I want to know why they call you the Quiet Assassins, because you have so much to say all the time?
Nah, because I don't talk a lot, for real.
Yeah, nah, respect.
It's becoming a trend, you know, with those guys wearing number 5.
Yeah.
They don't really talk too much.
Well,
but,
yeah, that's Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson, the original silent assassin.
Jahan might have said 2 sentences the whole time he was here.
Well, my favorite receiver is Jamar Chase.
Jamar. I'm a Cincy guy. Don't turn me up right now.
Yeah, that's my team.
Did you see the game yesterday with the Chiefs?
Yeah, I seen it.
Please
You think that
don't
was a
turn
flag
him
or
up.
not?
It definitely was defensive PI at the end. But there was so much that had happened in terms of mistakes that were made that you can't make against Patrick Mahomes and expect to win. They had done everything they needed to win the game. I'm tired of losing games like that in that fashion. It happens literally every single time.
So who has the best game day drip? You know, when Hawk was playing, it was
me.
probably Hawk.
Yeah, it was
you know.
I used to see what you wear, though.
What's that mean? You ain't like it? You wasn't rocking with it?
Like it?
Well, let me tell you this. By the time you saw what I was wearing, it was already over. I wouldn't go in league, bro. I was trying to stay warm and get to Champs Downtown afterwards. I really wasn't worried about much else. What's going on, everybody? Aeneas Hawkins here in the Family Clothesline. If you have not found your way here, make sure to stop in. You can find Family Clothesline at 352 East College Ave, of course, State College, PA 16801. Make sure to stop in if you haven't yet. If you're gonna go online, you can find Family Clothesline at www.pennstateclothes.com. Visit us in the heart of Lion Country. We have extended hours here at the Family Clothesline on home football weekends, or you can find us 24/7 at www.pennstateclothes.com. What's going on, everybody? I am your host, Aeneas Hawkins. Appreciate you tuning in to yet another episode of The Lion's Den. As always, I am joined by my guy, Dvon J. Thomas, and we're going to let Dvon bring in our guest today.
Here we are with Cinco, a.k.a. Texas's favorite wide receiver, a.k.a. Penn State's favorite, the silent assassin, Omari Evans. Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all for having me on here.
No
Yes,
doubt,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's exciting to see the way your career is starting to bloom and blossom, and a lot of things are starting to work out in your favor. We'll get into all that, but before we talk any ball, I want to know why they call you the Quiet Assassins, because you have so much to say all the time?
Nah, because I don't talk a lot, for real.
Yeah, nah, respect.
Almost at all. You know, it's becoming a trend, you know, with those guys wearing number 5.
Yeah.
They don't really talk too much.
Well,
but,
yeah, that's Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson, the original silent assassin.
Jahan might have
True.
said 2 sentences the whole time he was here.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, incredible player. You know, couldn't stop him, but you know, you couldn't get him to talk.
Nah, he wasn't going to talk about much with you.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what's up, man. I want to ask you, you know, heading into the third game of the season for you guys, it's been clear that the offense has been more explosive than what we have seen in years past. And a big part of that reason is the receiver room. Seeing you do a lot of good things. So I kind of want to ask you, what are some of the things you focused on in the offseason to allow you to take that obvious step that you've taken this year?
Just working every day. You know, Coach Higgins talked to us about, like, you know how the fans and everything were getting on the receivers. So just having that in our head every day as we work and never have to feel like that again.
So we'll get to your question in 1 second. I just want to piggyback off of that. So, you know, obviously there's noise from the outside, and everybody handles that outside noise differently. But how did you react to the criticism from the outside looking in on the receiver room, and how did it affect the way that you prepared?
I mean, it just turned us up, for real. So we just took it as like a bet. Like, y'all gonna see like what we can do, something like that.
And so, you know, just talking about, you know, Coach Higgins and what he's done for that room, what has been the biggest difference in the way he's coached y'all in terms of maybe techniques or just a different level of play is expected out of y'all from Coach Higgins? How has that helped you guys develop into the room that you guys are becoming?
He just coaches us hard, like, I don't know, it's like he just, like, you can tell that he wants it, so it makes us want it. And then he keeps us connected, which is a big part of our success right now. So just staying connected and stuff like that helps us a lot.
We'll keep talking Penn State here shortly, but you're from Texas, which to me is interesting because coming from Ohio, all I ever heard about was how good Texas high school football was. Obviously, the show Friday Night Lights, I grew up watching the whole 9 yards. What was it really like coming out of Texas, and did you feel better prepared than some of your peers going into college coming from the great state of Texas?
Yeah, I mean, Texas is kind of like college football a little bit. But, like, the speed is, like, almost the same because everybody fast down there. So I feel like I definitely came in, like a little more ready than a lot of people how they first come in.
For sure.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of pedigree that comes out of Texas. You know, you have Parker Washington that comes out of Sugar Land, Texas. And then, you know, we have another freshman here, Max Granville, who's coming out of Sugar Land, Texas. You know, seeing as though you've come from that lineage, how are you trying to continue that? You know, whether it be just your play on the field, trying to get other guys here from Texas to, you know, just becoming a star.
I mean, we don't really get a lot of people from Texas, so I be trying to get some people. They just won't recruit down there unless it's Houston or something. But yeah, I'll just continue like what Parker had did because he was a great player here. So, you know, that's my dog and everything. So, just living up to the Texas standard.
Yeah. So how has Parker reached out, like spoken to you about, you know, different things? You know, he's coming up on a big year. You know, Parker Washington, formerly number 3 here, he's done a lot for the team. Have you gotten like advice? Have you spoken to him just about, you know, changing your play?
For spring break, I went down there and worked out with him the whole week. So I learned he taught me a lot that week. So I had my notebook, writing notes down, got a lot of stuff from him. So he helped me a lot since he was here too.
It seems, and Vaughn, you know, some of the receivers that we talk about, like the Parker Washingtons, the Jahan Dotson, even I'll take you back to KJ Hamler. The common trait amongst all those guys, being different types of receivers, is that they're all super meticulous with the way that they prepare, the way they run their routes, all of that. There's so much detail in it. So I'm going to ask you, not only at Penn State, but in terms of guys you watch at the NFL level as well, who are some of the receivers that you try to model your game after and take some pieces of advice from?
Well, my favorite receiver is Jamar Chase. So.
Jamar. I'm a Cincy guy. Don't turn me up right now.
Yeah, that's my team.
Did you see the game yesterday with the Chiefs?
Yeah, I seen it.
Please
think
don't
that was
turn
a flag or not?
I think, okay, so this is what I'm going to say, then we'll get back to you, bro. It definitely was defensive PI at the end, but there was so much that had happened in terms of mistakes that were made that you can't make against Patrick Mahomes and expect to win. They had done everything they needed to win the game. And just being the guy from Cincinnati in the room, I'm tired of losing games like that in that fashion. It happens literally every single time I turn on a game I care about.
Yeah, I mean, you see what happened with the Baltimore Ravens the week before.
I did.
You know what I mean? It came down to a game of inches.
It did. It did. So I want to ask you a little bit more about yourself. You know, I think that there are a lot of different things that make your game special. I also have been telling people that it's apparent that it's a priority to get the football in your hands when those opportunities arise. And you see it with the targets and with some of the big plays you've made this season. Talk me through a little bit of what it's been like to build that trust up, not just with the staff, but primarily, again, with people like Drew at quarterback and with people on that offense with you.
I mean, I feel like when I make a play where, like, there ain't nothing there, just throw it up, I feel like that gives them a lot of trust in me. So, you know, continuing to do that, just whenever the ball's in the air, just treat it like it's mine. So I just try to get every single ball that comes to me.
Have you noticed the difference in Drew this year compared to last year, especially from a wide receiver standpoint? Have you noticed a big difference?
Yeah, he's playing, like, with an edge now, and, like, he's been popping it now, so I really like that.
So I remember hearing that Drew wasn't a talker, especially when he first came in. And Drew's from Ohio, so like I knew Drew a little bit, and he never really was a huge talker. But I cut on the W game, and it's like the whole time, every time he gets the chance, he's yelling, like he's screaming. So, I mean, you get to see it every day. Where is that fiery nature coming from? Did it surprise you when you first started to see some of that?
I mean, I really think it's from the defense, for real. The way they be talking to him. You gotta say something, you know? So.
No, I definitely, we made it a point to talk crazy to him, for sure. You know, we got to bring that out of him.
For sure.
So,
but
we
I
try
think
to
it makes them better, so.
Yeah, sure. we try to do the same thing to Omari, but Omari just won't talk. He'll just
he's not worried about none of that anyway.
Yeah, he's not worried about none of that. So
I want to ask you, you played against some really good corners just at Penn State alone. I mean, you talk about Kalen King, Joey Porter. There's guys in that room now that are playing well. When you have to, if you have to pick one guy that you feel like when you line up against them, you know it's smoke. You know it's a problem. It's going to be competitive. Who is that one corner that you've played at Penn State that's been that for you?
Well, Joey.
Joey was a problem?
I couldn't get past him. And I was a freshman, too, so, like, I think I got him one time, though. Like, I made him slip a little bit, so I always remember that.
Yeah. You think he remembers that one, too?
Probably not, for real.
It's all right, though. It's all right, because you might get the chance to spin the block on Joey one day.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him for sure.
That's what Dvon, when you're a freshman and you come in and you play against somebody who is inevitably going to be one of the top players in their position in the NFL, like, you really don't have a chance. But they're already year 3 or 4 at that point. Their man muscles are in all that.
Yeah, nah, it was kind of similar with Juice.
Juice Scruggs.
Once Juice caught his stride again, you know, it was competitive for sure. But as soon as you seen this from Juice,
it's a problem.
It was a lot. You weren't winning.
So I got a Juice Scruggs story. So it's well documented. He was in a horrific car accident his freshman year. We were on spring break. I remember getting the call because he was my roommate at the time. So he gets in the car accident. They're like, yo, he's probably not going to play football again. Like, he's done, all that. So that was the last I had heard about Juice's situation. We came back after the break with COVID. Remember, we had that long break for like 3-4 months. And the time I had seen Juice before that, he like couldn't walk. Like, he didn't look like himself. We came back from COVID day 1. Cuz is outside in 95-degree temperature outside of Nittany Apartments on that little slab of concrete outside of jumping rope, shirt off, 6-pack. I'm like, bro, me and PJ must have looked at each other like, yeah, it's trouble, bro. That's going to be a problem to deal with. Listen, if you're looking for your NIL jersey, Family Clothesline has what you need. Over 120 of the Penn State football players are exclusively working with Family Clothesline to bring to you their NIL jersey. Each one of Family Clothesline's NIL jerseys features the official patch that lets you know that these jerseys are the real deal, super authentic, and they directly benefit our Penn State Nittany Lions. Jerseys are available in both navy and white, and the sizes go up to 3X in both adult and youth sizes. This jersey program benefits the players in a great way. Make sure to go get yours at www.pennstateclothes.com. We're actually going to move on from Juice Scruggs here. I really try to take the opportunity to get to know our guests. You know, obviously I see what type of receiver you are. I see what you do on Saturdays. But what is the most important thing in your life in terms of what your why is and how you become a great football player?
My family. I just want to make them happy, provide for them. So that's what I think about every day.
So how crucial of a role did they play in getting you to where you are now? Do you have any stories? Like, who was taking you to practice every day?
I actually used to live in Ohio, in Sandusky.
You lived in Ohio?
Yeah, that's where I really grew up.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know all that.
Really?
See, I'm from Ohio too, so I feel like even now. I respect
Glad
that.
you moved, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I moved for football.
You really?
Wow.
I was born in Texas.
Born in Texas.
No. People don't really make it out from there. So, I was born in Texas, then I moved to Ohio, then I moved back to Texas in 7th grade.
Okay.
For better opportunities for football.
Word. Yeah. So my next question is, were you primarily a football athlete growing up? Did you play any other sports at a high level?
Yeah, I ran track, played baseball, basketball. I could have made it in all of them. For real.
So if you
all of them.
If you weren't playing football, what would be that next sport for you?
I'll probably be running track for real.
Right. What events you running track?
I did long jump, hurdles, 4x1.
Yeah. I was 4x1 long jump, so that makes sense.
You ain't jumped 24 feet though.
Nah, I didn't do either one of those things.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah, you do a heavy ball.
I did. I was a shot putter, though. I was good. Number 1 in the country in 5th grade, though, on shot put, so don't play with me. That's a fact. You can Google that. Don't look away. They can't help you.
I was just looking for help to confirm this. Can anybody Google and confirm
That
this?
was a long time ago, Dvon. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would just put that under there somewhere.
I'll find it. I'll find the clip for the podcast. I want to get back to the offense a little bit. Again, being more explosive and heading into some more of the meat of the schedule. What has the mindset been in terms of how you guys want to continue to develop the offense throughout the year?
I mean, we just want to keep playing how we're playing and keep taking shots, keep opening up the run with the pass. Just keep going.
And so what has Coach K's message been to the wide receivers, especially coming into the situation that he came into, from last year to this year? What has the message been?
I mean, he been saying, we the most talented group he ever coached, so he knew we was good. He just caught the right plays for us. That what's been working, so.
As a receiver, how much more excited are you when you line up knowing that you're going to take more shots down the field than what you did in years past?
They feel great. Like, you know you finna go blur something, so
Right.
you gotta make the play.
Blur meaning, outrun the opponent. Over his head.
Thank you for
for those who
that.
don't really know what blur means. But,
I didn't really know either, but I was just going to ride with it.
You're just going to go with it.
I was with it. Yeah, let's blur them all.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's good, man. So you're taking more shots down the field.
Yeah.
Again, you're more active in the offense. You're getting more targets. One thing I noticed last game was that they threw you the football early on in the game. Unfortunately, it was a drop, but then the very next opportunity they got, they took another big shot with you. So clearly they're confident who you are as a player. How did that feel when they, again, dialed up another one for you almost immediately after that had happened?
I mean, I feel like they just, drops happen. So, like,
Right.
they didn't give up on me. So, that gave me my confidence back after the drop.
So, I got a question for you. Do you think that was a push-off? That touchdown that you had right in the end zone, they said you pushed off.
Nah.
You don't think so?
He holding my arm. I'm trying to get him off me. So
Right.
Okay. Yeah, the fans were wondering.
I guess I hit him in the face, though. So
I guess that's my question. Like, at what point? I feel like there's hand fighting all the time.
Yeah.
So does that get frustrating as a receiver when all of a sudden they will throw that flag out there when it's been happening all game long and he's grabbing on you too?
yeah, I mean, I guess the ref's blind sometimes. Or
Right.
I guess we was right in his face, so I guess that's why he caught it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So, okay, that leads to my next question. I want to know, do you have any tips or tricks in terms of what you wear or don't wear during the game that gives you an advantage as a receiver? So, for example, when I was playing D-line, my dad always used to tell me to wear colored gloves that are the same as the opponent's jersey that I'm playing against because, again, it's easier to get away with holding on if everything's the same color. So do you have any tips or tricks of the trade with what you're wearing?
I mean, the glove, the color for blocking, and then I think nothing else for real.
Just the gloves.
So what is your game day swag? What does that look like for you?
Like on the field,
Yeah.
I'll probably just wear a little band on my arm. I mean, when it's cold, I'm gonna put the tights on with the turtleneck too. Though.
So who
Gotta
has
wear turtleneck.
So who has the best game day drip? When Hawk was playing, it was
me.
probably Hawk.
Yeah, it was me.
I used to see what you wear though.
What's that mean? You ain't like it? You wasn't rocking with it?
like it?
Well, let me tell you this. By the time you saw what I was wearing in games, it was already over. I wouldn't go in league, bro. I was trying to stay warm and get to Champs downtown afterwards. I really wasn't worried about much else. So we were in two different places of our career.
So who does have the best drip in the wide receiver room?
Man, I know I do.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. We're
That's a
going to pull the
heavy
tape on
challenge
that.
out there.
We're
Yeah.
going to have to pull the tape. So
sure.
I want to ask, so, we see Trey Wallace, we see you, we see some of the other receivers, but when you define yourself as a wide receiver, what are the aspects of your game that you feel like make you stand out?
My speed. I mean, that's what everybody's gonna say. So my speed.
But what are you going to say?
Yeah.
What else other than speed?
I mean, I could turn a little play into a big play, like a bubble or something.
Yeah.
I feel like I do a good job at that. So
Playmaker. No?
Run after the catch.
Backyards.
Go ahead, Dvon. Sorry.
Go ahead. You're fine.
I wanted to ask, just in terms of the mindset of the team generally, there's a lot of pressure from the outside looking in of, wanting to make the playoffs and wanting to do well in the playoffs and all that and what Penn State football aspires to be. But when you look at the mindset of the team as a whole, do you feel like it's on par with what some of those lofty expectations may be like?
yeah, I feel like we all locked in and we know what we can do, and we know where we're trying to go. So I definitely feel like we gonna make it there.
For sure.
Any other questions, Vaughn?
Yeah. No, not really. No, I'm good.
Last question I got for you. I did this to Smith when he was in. Top 5 receivers in the league right now in order.
In order?
In order. I need 5. And I don't want to hear these 2. I want to hear top 5 in your book.
At 1, I go from 5 or
Either way.
Justin Jefferson. That's 1.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Guess I gotta go with not Jamar, like 3.
Okay.
I can put him at 3.
Okay, Jamar at 3.
Oh, Tyreek Hill really won.
Tyreek, 1 or 2, 1-1A type of situation.
Yeah. I guess I'll put him 2, though. So that's 3 right there. 4, probably A.J. Brown.
Okay, I like that. I like AJ.
I don't know, Stephon.
Stephon at 5 to this day.
Yes, sir.
To this day, Maryland
guy.
Yeah.
Maryland guy.
I respect it.
You know, you got Stephon, Han, Devontae. There's a lot of good receivers.
We ain't even mentioned Mike Evans yet. I guess I wonder where is Mike Evans at right now?
Yeah.
Or
He's still doing
He's
it.
having a great season, too. Goodness gracious.
What year is it for him? It's like over 10.
Yeah, he's been in the league a long time.
Yeah, over 10. Over 10. Last question I have for you. You mentioned your family. We already talked about how you've developed throughout the course of your career here, but when you look at your long-term goals and where you want to take this thing, talk to me a little bit about that.
Like, what you mean?
Both in college and then beyond.
I mean, I want to go to the league.
Yeah.
So you want my college goals, you saying?
Yeah, either one.
I mean, I want to have 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 50 receptions, and then I want to go to the playoffs, make a run, and then win the Natty.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Great message to some little kids. You know, as a wide receiver who's doing his thing in college football, what would you say to those kids down in Texas and Ohio? What would you say to them?
Make sure y'all run track.
Run track, man. That's the secret sauce for real.
That's gonna get you fast.
That's go. You gonna
and
be able
once
to
you
run.
fast, you just do everything else right. You're gonna be good.
It's a lot that you can teach. Speed
Can't
ain't
teach
one of
speed,
them.
no.
Yeah.
You got that or you don't.
I wish that was taught, man.
No doubt. Well, Omari, we appreciate you joining us today,
Sure,
man. Best of
brother.
luck with the rest
Appreciate
of the season. And to our Lions Den viewers back home, make sure to stay tuned. We have some big-time guests coming up, Dvon, that we are excited to announce here in the future. So if you aren't subscribed to State Media, make sure you do that today and stay tuned for weekly episodes throughout the course of the Penn State football season.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.